Galaxy Gang, it's Kelly, and today we are doing a swatching review, but not just any swatching review. You guys have been asking me ever since I put these Sally Hansen and Crayola polishes on my nail polish rack. You guys have been begging me to do a swatching review of them, so that's what we're doing today. I think they came out with their original Crayola shades last year, and then this year they have these pastel shades. So the Insta Dri brand, which I haven't really used before, they're supposed to be fully opaque in one coat. They're supposed to dry in 60 seconds. I don't know, it's supposed to be a really good formula. So I'm trying them out. I haven't really used Sally Hansen very much, so this is also just gonna be my thoughts on the Insta Dri polishes in general. So if you guys are interested, keep on watching. So I am just going to use base coat for my swatches. Supposedly with the Insta Dri formula, you don't need to use base or top coat, but I would always recommend using base coat because you want to protect your natural nail. So I'm starting off with the first color. It's called Cotton Candy. It's like a light pastel pink shade. This was the first time I attempted to use it, and immediately one of the bristles fell out of the brush and got on my nail. So that was annoying. I had to start over, but unrelated. It was just a bad first impression of the Sally Hansen Insta Dri polishes. On the first coat, it was super sheer. I did love the brush. It was so good, and it really only took a few strokes. But then with the second coat, it kind of looks opaque on camera, but honestly, it was still pretty patchy on my nails. So I did go in with a third coat. I feel like for this type of color, it's a little bit too dark to have an excuse to need this many coats. This should have been a 1 or 2 coater, but that being said, it was super glossy and I think it looks really nice. It's just I wouldn't use 3 coats, that's excessive. Next up we have Melon, which is a nice pastel orangey shade, almost like a peachy color. And again, brush on this was amazing, as it was for all of them, and it only took a few strokes, but on the first coat it was pretty sheer. Definitely not 1 coat coverage for these lighter shades. I did throw on a second coat, and honestly I think I could have used a third. If you have long nails, this is definitely going to be a 3 coater, but I think I got away with 2. Once again, this one was self-leveling and it did end up pretty glossy. Next up we have Canary, which is a really light pastel yellow. This one actually was surprisingly opaque. It did not give me full opacity in 1 coat because I was using thin coats here. I'm guessing if you did a really thick coat, it would give you full opacity. 2 coats was more than enough for me. I thought it looked really good. It wasn't as self-leveling as the other shades, but I feel like that's to be expected. When you have a polish that's like almost white, I feel like it's going to give you that white polish formula, which tends to be a little bit trickier. Next up we have Sea Green, which is a really light pastel green shade. This one was actually pretty good. I thought that this one was almost 1 coat coverage. This one and the next one that I'm about to show you were the closest for 1 coat coverage. I did end up doing a second coat just to give you guys a little bit of consistency here, but this one, if you have short nails, I think you could get away with doing 1 coat. Like I said, I did end up doing a second coat and I think it looked a little bit better on that second coat, but it's up to your preference. You can do whatever you guys want. It is a really beautiful shade though. Next up we have Sky Blue. This one is the only one in the collection that I would say is a 1 coater, and it's actually not a pastel shade like the rest of them. It's a little bit darker. It's sky blue as expected from the name, and it is a really beautiful shade. Great formula. I did throw on a second coat once again just to show you guys for consistency's sake, but I don't think it added anything to it. I think I could have gotten away with 1 coat, and I think it was nice and creamy and self-leveling like the other polishes, so I think that one looks really good. This one's definitely my favorite in the collection for formula and color. And last but not least, we have Wisteria. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. This is a lavender shade. Actually, I guess it's more of a lilac, but almost looks a little bit pink on me. This one was almost a 1 coater. I feel like I could have gotten away with it if I did a thicker coat, but I needed 2 coats for this one. If you guys have longer nails, you definitely need a second coat, but once again, that brush, amazing, and it did self-level really nicely. So yeah, like I said, it's kind of a mixed bag. Some of these polishes are really nice and fully opaque in 1 coat, and then there's ones like that pink which take 3 coats to be fully opaque. So kind of a little bit inconsistent. With pastel shades, it gets to be kind of difficult to get the formula right just because, I don't know, light colors are harder to do. But yeah, overall very pretty colors. I'm really into the brush though. Sally Hansen, I will say, has a very good brush, and it's kind of interesting to go from, you guys know I usually use salon brands like OPI and China Glaze. It's interesting to go back to drugstore brands. Having become so used to these like salon brands, you definitely can tell the difference in quality. But that being said, for the price, price, you are getting a pretty good polish, so can't really knock it. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy my swatching reviews. Let me know in the comments below which of these colors is your favorite and if there's any other polishes that you want to see reviewed in the near future. And yeah, that's it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Alright, I've got a fun fact for you guys because you ask me all the time. You guys are always asking me for my teeth whitening routine, which is great. And I'm going on the record to say this. You do not need to do any crazy stuff to whiten your teeth. I just brush my teeth twice a day and I floss every night and that's it. I feel like a lot of people are like peddling these charcoal powders or like these blue lights that you put in your mouth. You don't need any of that stuff. Just start brushing with a whitening toothpaste, you know, like Crest or Colgate, one of those good ones. And then you just floss every night. That's it, that's all you gotta do. And then you get a good smile. And make sure you see your dentist every 6 months. That's way more important. Charcoal's actually really bad for your teeth, so don't use that stuff. This is less of a fun fact and more of a PSA, but whatever. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.